What if I told you that cheap items gathering dust in your closet could be worth more than gold when society collapses? While most people are busy hoarding precious metals and stashing cash, the smartest survivors are quietly stockpiling 7 ordinary products that most of us walk past every single day without a second thought. By the end of this video, you'll discover 7 unassuming items that become survival currency when the grid goes down. These aren't just theories or wild speculation. Each item has real tactical applications for fire, medical emergencies, protection, and trade. When comfort gives way to necessity, these overlooked tools become the difference between thriving and barely surviving. Welcome to Food Decider, where we explore practical survival strategies and preparedness that actually work. If you're serious about being ready when others aren't, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our future breakdowns. Now let's dive into the 7 items that could save your life. Let's start with something you've probably never thought twice about: steel wool. After a collapse, fire becomes more valuable than any currency. You can't eat gold, and cash won't keep you warm when the temperature drops. Steel wool, especially fine grade, is a silent, reliable ignition source that most people completely overlook. Here's the science. Fine grade steel wool ignites instantly with just a spark. Pair it with a simple 9-volt battery, and you have a portable fire starter that works in wet conditions, low temperatures, and total darkness. No lighter fluid required, no gas, no fancy expensive gear, just raw ignition when you need it most. But steel wool isn't just for starting fires. It scrubs rust off tools, restores corroded surfaces, and can even sharpen edges when you're out in the field. It's lightweight, compact, and multifunctional. Everything a survival item should be. In a barter economy, a simple Ziploc bag of steel wool could be traded for food, shelter, or protection once word spreads that you can make flame on demand. Smart preppers vacuum seal rolls of fine-grade steel wool, test every batch to make sure it works, and carry it in their go bags, vehicle kits, and even in their jacket pockets. In a real collapse scenario, you won't get a second chance to start a fire. Those who can't make fire quickly become burdens to their group. Steel wool is literally the difference between survival and dying from exposure. Now let's talk about something even more unexpected: tampons. Yes, you heard that right. Tampons are often dismissed as single-purpose hygiene items, but in a grid-down scenario, they become absolutely invaluable. A tampon is essentially a sterile, compact plug of cotton, and that makes it far more useful than most people realize. In the absence of clean wound dressings or professional trauma kits, a tampon can act as a fast-absorbing wound pack. For deep cuts, stab wounds, or punctures, it can slow or even stop bleeding until proper medical treatment becomes available. This application alone makes it worth more than gold when things go bad and hospitals aren't an option. But there's more. Tampons double as excellent fire starters. The cotton core ignites quickly and burns hot, making them perfect for damp conditions when you need fire fast. They can also pre-filter dirty water, removing visible debris before you run it through your main purification system. This extends the life of your actual filter and gives you cleaner water faster. Tampons can serve as nasal plugs for nosebleeds or smoke exposure, and of course they retain their original purpose, which gives them huge barter value in group survival settings. Emotional needs and basic hygiene don't vanish during collapse. Hygiene supplies become serious leverage. Smart preppers carry tampons in every major kit. They're sealed, sterile, lightweight, and space-efficient. Some have even used them in real-world training drills, packing wounds until proper care became available. In a crisis, the person with real solutions runs the show. Everyone else is just along for the ride. Next up, mouse traps. These are cheap, lightweight, quiet, and massively underestimated. Their obvious use is catching rodents, which is critical for protecting your food stores and maintaining basic hygiene. One rat infestation can destroy weeks' worth of supplies and spread sickness through your entire camp. But a standard mousetrap is much more than pest control. It's a resettable mechanical device. With some cord or wire, it can be adapted as a perimeter alarm. Set up a trip line, and that loud snap alerts you to intruders trying to access your shelter or supplies. You can also rig mousetraps as small game snares for birds or squirrels, providing passive food collection while you handle other survival tasks. Most people completely overlook mousetraps, which makes them powerful barter tools. In a camp overrun with rats, a few new traps can be traded for tools, food, or medicine. They're quiet, effective, and nobody sees them coming until they need one desperately. Experienced preppers vacuum seal packs of 5 traps with string and bait and carry at least 2 packs in their go bags. In unknown terrain, a few traps on the perimeter are better than nothing. If you're not catching, alerting, or bartering, you're just waiting, and collapse doesn't wait for anyone. Here's one that sounds strange until you understand the science: battery-operated aquarium air pumps. When the grid collapses, water becomes fragile, not just in terms of access, but in terms of storage quality. Stagnant water breeds bacteria and algae, risking serious infection and illness. Battery-operated aquarium air pumps, originally designed to keep fish alive during power blackouts, can oxygenate your stored water. This discourages bacteria growth and prevents algae from taking over. While they don't purify water, they delay spoilage and extend usability, which is absolutely critical when clean water sources vanish. But there's more to these pumps. They can circulate water in hydroponic setups, keeping plants alive completely off-grid. They can also provide airflow in sealed containers or assist in low-pressure ventilation projects. Because they run on batteries, they're completely independent of solar panels or fuel. Think about the barter power here. A $15 air pump can be traded to someone with food but spoiled water. You're not just offering them a favor, you're offering them real power and safety. Smart preppers store multiple pumps with backup batteries and tubing pre-attached for instant deployment when seconds count. Now let's talk about something that gives you a serious tactical advantage: graphite lubricant. Most people reach for oil, WD-40, or grease when they need to maintain their gear. But in survival scenarios, oil collects dust, turns sticky at extreme temperatures, and actually breaks down your equipment over time. Graphite lubricant is completely different. It's dry, odorless, temperature-resistant, dust-repellent, and whisper-silent. That last quality is crucial. Graphite is perfect for locks, zippers, hinges, and firearms. It allows silent access to shelters, gearboxes, and storage units, absolutely critical in high-risk zones where noise draws unwanted attention. In dirty environments, graphite glides cleanly while oil-based products jam up with grit and sand. In a trade economy, graphite commands serious respect. It offers maintenance, silence, stealth, and precision, giving you control when others are fumbling with stuck bolts and jammed latches. A small squeeze tube weighs almost nothing, lasts practically forever, and can be traded for rations or favors from people desperate to fix their gear. Prepping for movement means more than just having an escape plan. It means moving without announcing yourself to everyone within earshot. When collapse rewards the quiet, graphite may be the most valuable thing you own. Here's something most preppers completely ignore until it's too late: mosquito nets. In collapse scenarios, the threat of insects is massively underestimated. Sleeping outside or in compromised shelters exposes you to swarms of biting bugs, especially in humid climates. One night of constant bites can ruin your sleep, break down your immune system, and transmit diseases like dengue, malaria, or West Nile virus. A mosquito net is lightweight, foldable, and completely passive. No power or chemicals required. It provides instant protection and allows restful sleep. In a crisis, sleep is mission critical. Without it, you can't think clearly, make good decisions, or physically survive. Beyond physical protection, a net provides serious psychological benefits. It offers privacy and a sense of control in otherwise chaotic environments. In a camp setting, it's a morale multiplier. In trade situations, a new mosquito net can be exchanged for high-value items like flashlights, food, or medicine. Veteran preppers keep 2 nets, one for personal use and one specifically for trade. They've seen people trade tactical gear, knives, even weapons just for one night of bug-free sleep. When infection is literally one bite away, the person with the net wakes up ready to lead while everyone else is exhausted and covered in welts. Finally, let's talk about something that determines whether you live or die in long-term collapse:
Shoe insoles. When vehicles fail and infrastructure crumbles, your feet become your primary mode of transportation. Most preppers completely overlook what happens when boots wear out, knees start aching, or you're covering mile after mile on rough terrain. High-quality insoles with proper arch support and shock absorption extend the life of both your boots and your legs. They prevent blisters, arch pain, shin splints, and back strain, all issues that slow you down and make you vulnerable when you need to move fast. Think about the psychological impact. Comfort becomes mental fuel when your body is breaking down. Sliding cushioned insoles into your boots during week 3 of collapse is like giving your feet a complete second wind. In a camp where people are limping around barely functional, new insoles become medical-grade mobility support, traded for food, tools, or meds. Smart survivors store multiple pairs, one in their bug-out boots, one spare in the go bag, and one in reserve storage. If you lose mobility, you lose every single advantage you have. In collapse, every step literally counts. Your feet failing means you're done. So what does all this mean? When gold loses its shine and cash becomes worthless scrap paper, it's the quiet, underestimated gear, sealed tampons, steel wool, shoe insoles, that decides who survives and who fades out early. Survival rewards action, not curiosity.
The winners aren't those with flashy bunkers or viral bug-out tours on social media. They're the ones who notice the details, stack the right gear, and think months ahead instead of days. The new economy after collapse is built on utility, adaptability, and the ability to solve immediate problems. Traditional wealth means nothing when systems fail. What matters is having the tools that keep you alive, healthy, mobile, and valuable to others. Preparation isn't entertainment, it's a mindset. Every item you add to your kit, every skill you develop, every plan you make brings you one edge closer to being the person who's ready when no one else is. When blackout chaos hits and panic spreads, you'll calmly pull out exactly what others forgot to prepare. Ask yourself right now, do you have steel wool in your kit? Have you actually tested it in rain or darkness, or is it just sitting there untested? Are you stocked up on tampons, and do you genuinely know how to use them for wound treatment? Do you have mouse traps ready for pest control, perimeter alarms, or small game snares? Are you protecting your stored water with battery-operated air pumps? Is graphite lubricant part of your silent movement strategy, or are you still relying on noisy oil-based products? Do you have mosquito nets for both protection and trade? Are your feet actually prepped with high-quality insoles for long-term mobility? Survival isn't about watching videos and feeling prepared. It's about doing the work. The ones who thrive in collapse are those who act now, stacking the right gear and building the right mindset. When the grid goes down and comfort dies, it's these overlooked items that become the new gold. The question is simple. Are you ready to act, or will you be the one desperately trading watches for wet wipes when it's too late to think clearly? The choice is entirely yours. Prepare today, and you'll be 2 steps ahead when everyone else is still scrambling. If you found this breakdown valuable, smash that like button and subscribe to Food Decider for more survival preparedness content that cuts through the hype and gives you real, actionable strategies. Check out our next video where we break down even more critical survival knowledge. Thanks for watching, and stay prepared out there.